On to the last film within the Nothing is Sacred set, and that is number 85 in the Radiance range, which is Simon of the Desert, a 45-minute movie, which is all kinds of hilarious. This is about a 4th, 5th century man who has spent his life on top of a column. He was a sinner and decided that one day he was going to try and get closer to God, standing on top of a column and just spending his days praying towards his deity. This is a film which kind of pokes fun at the dogmatic belief and the kind of ridiculous idea of one man's self-persecution and admiration by everybody else.
Edificando a todos con tu ascesis. Pasa ahora a ese otro pedestal que te ofrece la munificencia del rico Práxedes, según tu deseo.
And this is one of those films that's deeply hilarious to me watching it, because there is so many funny things going on. Our main character at the start, because he spent 6 years, 6 months and 6 days on the pillar, has been gifted a new, taller, fancier pillar, something that he can get a little bit closer to God and continue his daily struggle of standing. And it's the admiration that comes with this, which is where a lot of the fun comes from. We have a group of priests that come down and almost worship him because of his selflessness in just devoting his life to worshipping God. And they want to offer him, pride of place with them, make sure he's got a comfortable life. But Simon just keeps turning that down. In fact, he tells one of the monks to go away, only come back when you're old enough to have some hair on your face.
Pero piensa que la limpieza del cuerpo y de los vestidos, cosa inocente entre los hombres del siglo, es pecado para los que se entregan a la vida religiosa.
There is another hilarious moment where there is a character whose hands were chopped off because they were begging or stealing, and Simon somehow manages to create a miracle and his hands come back, and the first thing this guy does with it is instantly shove his kids and just issue everyone along. Just let's go, get away. Almost, he's been pies for a brief moment to get what he wanted, and now he's got his hands back. It's time to just move on and continue the lifestyle the way it always was. There is a thick black humour throughout this one that made me chuckle a lot. There are moments where Simon is taunted and teased by a devil figure that's constantly trying to talk him off of this. Come down and enjoy what Earth has to offer. Come down and get some of the enjoyable things that we can do to each other as humans, the food, the sex, whatever you want, come and get it. But Simon is always turning this down, devoting his life or wasting his life, depending how you look at it.
Te prometí que volvería, y esta vez es la última.
Va de retro, Satán!
But the character of the devil is hilarious, constantly turning up and mocking our hero, trying to tease him and kicking goats whenever they get rebuffed. It's silly, it's funny, it's most definitely a comedy. There's lots of things said within this one that I really kind of found myself agreeing with a lot of the time, with the thematics and everything that was going on. And for a really quick, impactful 45 minutes, this was just a breezy, easy, fun watch. Something that was really nice to just round off this set and giving me a whole kind of flavour of Buñuel. Although it was all kind of at the one time, you can kind of see his ideas, lofty ideas and rich thematics throughout his film, but a kind of rich vein of dark humour as well. Another terrific film for me, and one that just rounded off this set perfectly well. Really enjoyed Simon of the Desert. Now let's get into the extras, because there is a particular extra on this. It's just absolutely wonderful. Here we are in the disc for Simon of the Desert. Let's go to the special features. First up, we have Richard Ayoade. Director and comedian Richard Ayoade discusses the pleasures of Simon of the Desert and explains why it is one of his personal favourite Buñuel films. Recorded for Radiance in September 2024, and this runs at 14 minutes 55 seconds. And I like this because he kind of has a filmmaker's eyes. He looks at various shots, how things are framed, the way images are pulled into the frame. It's nice to highlight these certain aspects of it, as well as explaining why it's ridiculously funny as well. Next, we have Abraham Castillo Flores. In this visual essay, film historian Abraham Castillo Flores examines the hugely successful three-way creative partnership between Buñuel, actor Silvia Pinal, and producer Gustavo Altriste that would underpin Buñuel's three Mexican masterpieces created exclusively for Radiance in October 2024. And this runs at 32 minutes, 35 seconds, and this is a fantastic extra. It feels like you're really following along in the tale of these three people coming together, agreeing to make a film and discovering how much they enjoy working with each other and how it progresses into other films. I thought this was an excellent extra and one I would really recommend going to. Next we have Buñuel, a surrealist filmmaker. Javier Espada's documentary explores Buñuel's long career via the lens of lifelong association with the surrealist movement. A hit at festivals around the world, it premiered at the Buñuel Theatre in 2021 Cannes Film Festival, and this runs for 1 hour 27 minutes. And it's great at giving you an overview of the man, what drove him, the kind of films he worked on, some other films that you may not have heard of before, and some other interesting facts. I feel as if it could have went a little bit further, a little bit more in depth, because some of this information is covered in some of the other extras. Other than that, it's a really solid documentary. There is also a gallery, and that's the extras for Simon of the Desert. So there we have it. Simon of the Desert rounds off the Nothing is Sacred set. Absolutely pick this set up. It is wonderful, very interesting films, very thematically rich, got something to say, and delivers a message really well. I absolutely love this set. Can't rave about it highly enough. Well worth picking up. I'd love to know if you've seen any of these movies. Are you picking up this set? Have I sparked your interest? Let me know in the comment box below. As always, there is more content up here. You can see more of my stuff. In the description box below are links to Patreon, membership program, manvfilm.com. Always in which you can support me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.